Welcome to the OnlyFans Secrets Marketing Podcast. The goal of this podcast is to help both new and established OnlyFans creators learn the basics of online branding, marketing, and promotion to help you make more money with your content and maximize your time online. My name is Richard Lewis, and I have over 20 years of internet marketing experience. So let's get started with today's topic. And that topic is Success Secrets of the OnlyFans Top 1%. So you all know I had to eventually talk about the OnlyFans top 1%. So recently it's gotten so competitive, creators are now labeling themselves as the top 0.01 and top 0.05%. So this is not going to be an episode about generalities, about, how you should work harder or smarter. It's to get into the 1%. It's going to be about, what the top 1% actually do differently to succeed. All right, so get ready to take notes because we're about to talk about success. All right, so what does being in the top 1% mean on OnlyFans? We have to answer that question first. So before we start, let's establish what the top 1% is. So OnlyFans calculates a percentage for each creator on their site based on their 30-day revenue. So basically each 30 days, OnlyFans adjusts you and they move you up or down, on that list as far as the percentage concerned. So those in the top 1% obviously are making the most money on the site every single month. All right, so now that we know what the top 1% is, we can talk about what they are doing differently. All right, so if you are listening and you're already in the top 1%, you're definitely going to recognize a lot of the habits and actions that you're doing currently. But I feel like there might be a few that you are missing out on as well. So this is for everybody. All right, so let's start with the list. Number 1, they come at their OnlyFans page from a power position. All right, so we all want power and we all admire those who have it, even if we also hate them for it in some ways. So most OnlyFans creators who are in the top 1% embrace that they are the ones in charge and they are making the rules. So as they rise in success, this becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. No one wants to follow or vote for or subscribe to a loser. The smell of losses never comes off. And the creators in the top 1% never have that smell. They exude the confidences needed right from the start on their OnlyFans page. So if you were to go to anyone in the top 1%, you will see that they are using language that makes them seem important and the possible subscriber less important. So the only thing that will make the subscriber more important, of course, is just subscribe to them, and thus they will become worthy. So it's hard for new creators to position themselves this way, as they are usually coming from a low power position. When a new creator does attempt this, it can sometimes come off as sad or mean. So this is why you should always come to your OnlyFans page after building up a certain amount of power somewhere else. When someone comes, from being, say, an adult star or a successful actor, a musician, an Instagram star, YouTube star, etc., they already have built-in power from that platform. So some would call this clout. And although 99% of the world might, have no clue who this person is, that 1% that absolutely adores them makes all the difference. And this is what gives them their power. So when you have power, you get to make the rules. And you are the king and queen. And you get to decide who gets to come into the court and who doesn't. So that's what separates the top 1% is that they hold court. They are the people in charge, and they situate their OnlyFans page in that way. And the power that they are gaining from other social media platforms or outside of the internet gives them that additional clout to let themselves set themselves up that way. Okay, so number 2, they dominate one social media channel. You know, it's almost universal that you will pop onto Instagram and see someone with 1 million followers and then pop over to their Twitter and they'll have like 10,000 or almost nothing at all. This is especially true for TikTok, you know, where someone will be ridiculously popular on there, have tens of millions of followers, you know, 100 million views, and then they'll be almost nowhere else. Popularity has a strange way of building up on itself on social media and the internet. You don't need to be widely popular everywhere. You just need to be pretty popular somewhere. That somewhere can be Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or a niche marketing platform where you dominate. You'll notice that the top 1% seem to find that one platform and absolutely crush it. You know, if you check out some of the top most upvoted pictures on Reddit, for instance, in OnlyFans subreddits or just general not safe for work subreddits, you know, you'll see many people are in the top 1%, but they are only popular on Reddit. You go to their other social media and again, it's almost non-existent. So it doesn't matter, you know, though, that they don't have all of that going on, because they've found the one place where they can succeed and get the right amount of attention to grow their OnlyFans page. You know, there have been many articles written detailing, you know, how OnlyFans has made TikTok, you know, girls, and I'm assuming some guys, rich. Although you can't mention or link to OnlyFans on the platform. The fame that was created on TikTok made people hunt for these creators themselves to see if they had an OnlyFans page. So you could see that the status that they have somewhere doesn't require them even to mention the OnlyFans link. They've built up the popularity and the people will find them. It's like, you know, you're letting out a smell and people are thinking, what's for dinner? And they're going to go find it. You don't have to necessarily be shoving the link down people's throats all the time, especially if you already build up enough popularity. So most creators in the top 1% don't waste their time jumping from social media platform to social media platform. They have their main social platform and their OnlyFans, and they know how to use both of them. You know, and this allows them to get the exact amount of high attention that's needed to create success. Okay, number 3, they choose their lane and they stay in it. Okay, so most people hate it when they are told to stay in your lane. It makes you feel like you are only good for one thing. This can cause people to try a lot of different things that they are not properly suited for. The one thing that the top 1% on OnlyFans get is that if people are interested in you for one thing, you should try your very best to dominate it. This can very much be the case, as I mentioned, about those creators who are successful on a platform like Reddit. On Reddit subreddits, people are on there for one thing: visual gratification. They want to consume pictures and typically move on with their day. They are not interested in watching your live stream or having a chat about, say, geopolitics. So for those creators who know they can offer a lot of visual gratification, they play the odds that they can consistently pick up some new fans from Reddit on a daily basis. You know, and it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, their pictures are absolutely the best, but they're consistently working that particular niche. So if someone is a streamer on Twitch and they have built their reputation on being, say, funny, quirky, nerdy, and entertaining, they can find a lot of success on OnlyFans. But then they might throw their pictures onto a subreddit and get almost no response. Not because they aren't attractive, but because they aren't the exact concept that people on the platform are looking for. So the more time you spend in other lanes, the less time you have to spend in the lane that you are successful at. If the Twitch streamer misses, a streaming episode or a live stream to create photos for Reddit, they have lost some of the important momentum needed to have a new stream of people see them from Twitch and then hunt out their OnlyFans page. It's hard to stay in a lane, and it can often feel boring to do so. But you can be sure that those in the top 1% deviate the least, and they can, because their core audience produces them their profits. So I definitely have advised in the podcast before about trying new things, and I'm not going against that advice. But what I am saying is that you should try new areas, new channels, put your toe in the water. Don't jump all the way in. Because again, if you just keep jumping from social channel to social channel, you're really not establishing yourself anywhere. But that doesn't mean that you don't keep yourself aware of new avenues to gain your core audience. Especially, for instance, if Twitch just all of a sudden, someone launched a huge competitor to Twitch, which is obviously owned by Amazon, so that would be tough to do, but you never know. Maybe Apple decides they want to jump in. You shouldn't just say, oh, okay, I'm on Twitch, and so I'm just going to ride this out. You should, of course, try that particular new thing out as well, but don't then neglect your Twitch. And I say that because it's going to have more of your core audience. If you have succeeded with one social platform and you jump over to one that's very similar, you can assume that your core audience is over there too. And as I've gone over, newer people tend to go to newer things. So if something becomes new and popular, you want to go over there just because some of your core audience isn't even going to decide to jump on the old platform. They're just going to jump on the new platform. So I definitely wanted to clarify that, but the people in the top 1%, they stay in their lane. All right, number 4, they do not obsess about any number unless it has a dollar sign in front of it. So for anyone listening outside of the United States, this definitely counts for you too, whether or not it's a pound, a euro, or yen, whatever you're using. But basically, if it's not about money, then you're not really paying that much attention to it. So as you know, the concept of top 1% derives from the amount of money that a creator earns each month. No other factor like subscriptions or likes count. So for OnlyFans creators in the top 1%, it is all about the money. For many creators, they worry about the number of likes that they have or the number of subscribers who have decided to keep auto bill on that month. These are important things to look at, certainly. But for the top 1%, they are looking at what moves they can make to increase their monetary yield each month. This means coming up with creative ways of setting up pay-per-view, PPV for fundraising purposes, making it more in their fans' favor or interest to tip them, and maximizing their marketing efforts towards earning more income. For most in the top 1%, they are likely gaining 80% of their real income from super fans who just can't get enough of them. Most systems always break down like that in the 80-20 principle. So although a lot of creators earn a large portion of their monthly income on OnlyFans from subscribers, those fans who buy everything they produce at a premium help them stay in the top 1% of earners. Obviously, these fans didn't just jump on OnlyFans and become obsessed with a creator. It likely happened from what they were doing off of OnlyFans first, as we've discussed. So they might follow every live stream on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitch, and now be on the person's OnlyFans page as one of their biggest supporters. So those in the top 1% are always